What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Powerhouse Mentality Podcast. I'm your host. I am Caitlin Kenna Smith. Today, I'm sitting down with Brandon Grazier, Special Operations Medic turned founder, CEO of A-Bomb Energy. We get into the real blueprint of building an energy drink brand in 2025, why he chose 150 milligrams of caffeine plus real nootropics over stim bombs, how he funded the launch, the flavor R&D that made orange cream go absolutely crazy, and the unsexy truth, logistics, distributors, and relentless customer service that actually moves cans. If you've ever thought, I could start an energy drink brand, this conversation will either light your fuse or save you six figures. Let's go. Brandon, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, for the people, who are you? Like, if we were in an Uber and I'm your Uber driver, I turned around and I'm like, hey, Brandon, what do you do? Like, what would you answer?
I would just say I own an energy drink company, a little bit different kind of an energy drink company. That's
Mhm.
usually the intro there. Started out as a special operations guy. I was a special operations medic for about 6, 7 years in that range. And then I was in the Army in total 15 years, just recently got out and then kicked off the energy drink company because while I was in the Q course to be a medic, like all of the all of the drinks in there, like guys were just constantly consuming just like bad stuff.
Yeah.
Everyone was always trying to get that advantage. And I was like, this was like back in 2019 too. I was like, I think I can figure something out. That's a
Yeah,
little bit.
2019 was like really when I feel like more of like the zero calorie, sugar free energy drinks really started kicking off. Like
Yeah.
everyone was drinking like monsters, really was like the big, like the white monster and everything was
Yeah.
the biggest ones.
Yeah.
And like, granted they're okay, but I go back to those now and I'm like, oh my gosh, this industry has blown up in the best way possible.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of interesting too, because it's like I'm a big believer. I don't drink my calories. Like
Yep.
I'm
Same.
consume my calories with food. And like it's wild how rapidly the industry has grown. And I get asked all the time, like, why would you create an energy drink company when there's so many other options out there? And it's like, man, because one, all the research shows that it's like still in its infancy. And then two, there's just so much room for improvement. So it's like,
Hmm.
the stronghold people, they got their niche, like the monster crowd and all that, good product and everything. But it's like, no, that there's so much, like, science has like really shown, pairing ingredients together, what they can do for the body. And it's like, yeah, we can fix this.
Yeah,
So
and I think really over like the last couple of years, more than anything, energy drinks, it used to be just like these monopolies, right? You have Monster, you have Red Bull, Rockstar. That's like all you would see. And now you have other brands popping up all over the place,
yeah,
including your own. Like I remember when I first came across it, it was just on an Instagram ad, and I was like, who is A-Bomb Energy? Because your marketing really grabbed me. I was like, oh, I love the look of this,
appreciate
but
it.
does it actually taste good? You know?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, like it has to taste good. And, I had one guy tell me, I'll be honest, he was kind of an asshole about it, but he was like, yeah, I don't try new energy drinks because every new beverage company, they just use a standard formula. And he is right to a certain extent, because what they do, there's two ways to approach creating an energy drink, or really a beverage in general. You can hit up a lab and they'll give you just like predetermined flavors, and then
Right.
you throw your marketing on there, and basically you're a marketing company. Well, that's kind of cheap. That's like maybe 5 grand to do that.
That's not
And
as fun to me too. I want to create my own thing.
yeah, no, I mean, I always recommend people, like, if you want to try it, I will tell you exactly how you can do it, because the biggest hurdle you're going to run into is money, getting it started. You're going to
Hmm.
need to do it properly, like, which is what we did. We hired a very effective lab that they will tailor every flavor and every ingredient to your desire. And it's expensive to go that route. To do 4 flavors, you're going to need about roughly 20 grand just to do flavor development. And that's the route that many don't take, because
Yeah.
just that upfront cost is insane.
Hmm.
And I mean, that's why I always tell people, like, hey, if you want to do it, I'll tell you the exact process. I don't mind. It doesn't bother
It's
me.
like with anything with success. It's like I will give you the exact blueprint, but most people just won't do it.
They won't do it. Yeah.
It's
I
cost or whether it's laziness or whatever it is.
exactly. Either people arrogant, they're either arrogant, they're lazy, or they're stupid. And most of the time it's laziness and arrogance. And
Mhm.
so like it is a very draining process to do it. Like, I always tell people if you really want to do this, you need to be able to be ready to commit like 20 hours a day. Like just
Mhm.
be fine being uncomfortable. And
Yeah, that's kind of what it's like to run your own business, build your own brand, you
oh
know?
yeah, 100%.
Now, I will admit before I take a sip of my energy drink, I'm a little embarrassed that I'm not drinking an A-bomb, but I don't have
All
any
right.
left. So here we are.
Hey, Ghost is a good one. There's nothing wrong with that.
Which one you got right there? Is that the orange cream?
Reactor Red.
Oh, that one's good.
Yeah, modeled it after those grandma candies.
And that's
So
exactly what I caught on my review. I was like, this brings me back.
yeah, yeah. No, and they're awesome. I love them.
Yeah, so we touched on this a little bit, but what problem or what frustration, because that's where a brand comes from. It's like, why do we create something as an entrepreneur? Because we find a problem and we want to fix it. So what was that moment where you were like, I have to build an energy drink?
Sure. So when I was in the medic course down at Fort Bragg, we were always taking, a lot of us in the medic course were always taking these things called nootropic pills.
Hmm.
Gorilla Mind sells them. I
Yeah.
think First Form, a bunch of companies sell them. And if you really want those to be effective, you really want to pair it with caffeine. And I was
Hmm.
sitting there thinking like, okay, all of us are sitting here, well, not all of us, but like half the class is sitting here like taking these pills and then drinking an energy drink. And we were just like crushing energy drinks nonstop because the medic course is like insanely intense. Like I think only 30% made it through.
I feel like
And
anything with special forces really is like my husband basically has an IV hooked up to him with caffeine at this point.
yeah, yeah, and it's crazy. And so like I was like, man, there's got to be a better way to do this. I was like, why can't they put these pills in like the Alpha-GPC, L-Tyrosine,
Hmm.
L-theanine. I think there's a couple others like lion's mane, but lion's mane's not, there's no proven study showing that it actually works, so that's why we don't
Hmm.
use it. But I was like, why doesn't somebody just put this in a drink? That would make so much more sense because I don't want to take, like 12 pills a day. Like this is getting retarded. So I was like, I will figure out the FDA regulation process for that. And luckily those are FDA approved. So we put those in the drink and we came up with the formula. Then when I was in language school, because I had to learn French, every break that we had, because it was like every hour you get a break or whatever, very
Yeah.
annoying. And so every single break, the energy drink machine had a line on it. And I'm like, man, everyone is sucking these things down. And I used to have, like, there was a guy in my class, he would drink like four in a day, just like whatever brand, it didn't matter. And he's like, the thing I don't like about these is I never feel anything from that. And I'm like,
Yep.
that's kind of weird. So why are you even drinking it if you're not feeling anything? Well, maybe one day I'll feel something is what he
That's
told me.
always the question I have for people too. It's like, do
Yeah.
you like it much?
Yeah. And it's like, it just didn't make sense to me. And I'm like, I'm not going to drink something that's like $3 a can or 3.50, whatever it was a can, in hopes that I'm going to feel something. And I'm like, okay,
Hmm.
well, I know whenever I take nootropic pills and I drink either a coffee or a Zions or a Monster, whatever, I'm like, I know I feel better. I feel different. I'm like, all right, well, you know what? This was kind of like a little thing here that I was thinking about doing. I was really kind of dipping my toes in the water and I was like, we're going to execute. We're going to get this done. So I took my bonus money that I got from being a medic after the course. And then when I was on deployment, saved a bunch of my money from that. And then I was like, all right, ready to launch. Sold my house whenever the housing market decided to just go wild and then took all that profit and just dumped it into this.
I love that story. You literally risked it for the biscuit at that point.
Oh yeah, it's a massive risk. It's scary sometimes. I'm not gonna
Yeah, no, I,
lie.
and I think that's such an important thing to touch on because so many people think, oh, well, it doesn't work out because I just don't have the money. But it's like, could you find a way? If you truly wanted it, there does require a lot of risk when it comes to
Yeah,
building your own business, especially something like this where it's an energy drink. Because what people don't realize is it costs a lot up
yeah.
front, but it's also like shipping and it's like a consumable thing instead of just like a service, you know?
Well, you're chasing the expiration date too. So ours expire in a year, and so it's like, I mean, we don't have to chase it anymore. When we first started, it was kind of like, oh, well, okay, we have like 80,000 cans here. Are we going to be able to move 80,000 cans in a year? And yeah, of course we did. I think we moved 80,000 units in like a month and a half or something like that. Like
Yeah.
the brand just exploded like right when we started. But because you have to, a friend of mine told me, he's another business owner. He's like, you're not in the energy drink business, you're in the logistics business because you have to figure out the shipping. You have to, then when stores buy, you have to figure out the most cost effective way to get them the product because they have to make a profit. And then if a distributor hits you up, now you got to figure out like, okay, which trucking company are you going to go with? Who's going to
Hmm.
take care of your pack? There's so many like expensive lessons I have paid for.
Hmm. I'm sure. Now,
Yeah.
now you spoke about like, oh, I took nootropic pills and I knew that like with caffeine they felt better. Did you like already know a lot about supplements and like research these things, or is it something that you learned along the way?
I kind of already knew a little bit about supplements. I used to be a really big Nick Bear fan, and
Yep.
so I like followed his videos like to the T. Not so much lately, just because I'm just so busy. And then uh, I just started doing my own research. And then when we were going through like anatomy and physiology and pharmacokinetics and all that stuff in the course, they always do like a presentation on supplements, and so I listened to that. Then I got really interested into it, and so then I started researching for myself, like reading NIH studies on, obviously I think the most effective supplement out there is creatine, but I started just diving into everything, how it interacts with the body. And then whenever we started developing our formula, that's how we came up with the doses for our formula. And then I started figuring out like, well, then there's different cuts of alpha-GPC. There's different
Hmm.
cuts of L-Tyrosine. And I'm like, okay. And then I started seeing on the market, nobody's using like the right cuts. And if they do use the right cut, then it's underdosed. It's not proper. And I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. Why would they do that? And then I look at the cost of the ingredients and it's like, oh, well, that makes sense why they're doing that, And I'm like, yeah, well, I'm not going to do that. So,
And
yeah.
that's what I love about you guys the most is the first time that I was introduced to your formula when I looked at it, I was like, oh, they're using alpha GPC at 98%. Oh, they're using like the actual efficacious doses of these things. So
Yeah.
instead of just sipping on something like your friend would do and like hoping that it would actually work, it's actually working.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
it
It's
also
awesome.
comes down to, like you said, it's like formula is super important. But like at the end of the day, if something tastes terrible, nobody's going to come back to it. So it also, you have to have a really good flavor.
Yeah. And that was really hard actually to do with sucralose and ACE, the artificial sweeteners, because at least for me, I'm pretty sensitive. Like I can taste the
Hmm.
artificial sweetener whenever it's in there.
Hmm.
And so like one of the goals with my lab, I was like, okay, we have to figure out a way to not have that taste. It needs to taste like sugar or it needs to taste like a soda or something like that. We got to get rid of that because
That's the hardest part.
it's the hardest part. I think there's only one other brand out there that does it pretty effectively, and I think it's Gorilla Mind.
Yeah, they do a really good job with hiding that
Yeah.
because nootropics, for people who don't actually, they taste pretty terrible,
Yeah.
like by themselves, and it's
Yeah.
hard to flavor them.
Yeah, it's very hard to flavor them, especially when you're using like a pure cut of Alpha
Hmm.
GPC. Like I think it's technically like 90, ours is like technically like 99.4 or something, but they can only guarantee 98%. So we have to legally put that on there. But I mean, it's hard. It's hard to do. But I mean, they did it. They did it. So
Yeah. Well, like clearly it comes down to you found a really good lab to work with. How did you find them? Was it just research or did you know people?
Google. I just started
Love
Googling
that.
different labs. I hit up like probably two or three other labs because they supposedly were cheaper. And they actually denied me and they said, we won't work with you because you're a new company and you're too small. And I was like, all right, well,
That's another problem a lot of people run into when they're trying to create a supplement or an energy drink is will a manufacturer take you on with the trust that like you're actually going to bring business in?
yeah, yeah. And I mean, the lab that we work with, I didn't know that they were actually interviewing me to see if they were even going to take me on. And then they told me the price and I was like, yeah, not a problem. We'll do it. And then they're actually developing a new product for us right now in the hydration space. So
Ooh,
we're in R&D for
exciting.
that right now. And that's something that is going to be dosed properly because it seems to be a very common thing in the industry where it's
Don't
like,
even get me started on electrolyte dosing. It's
oh,
wild to me when I'm like, oh, an electrolyte, and I look at it and it's like 250 milligrams of sodium. It's
yeah,
like,
it's
who is
nothing.
that helping? No
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, it's nothing. And like one of the challenges we're running into that with that is because we're using the proper dose of sodium. We're trying to not have it taste like an armpit.
Yeah,
So
you don't want it to taste like somebody's like sweaty skin.
yeah, exactly. And so we're on our second round now, and it's I mean it's incredible. I mean these guys are like wizards back there. It's like, oh my gosh, man,
That's
this
so
is
great when you
awesome.
find a company to work with like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that was like another reason I started the business too, because like other I would order stuff online
Mhm.
or, just whatever, go into a store, buy something, and there's like a problem. And I mean, I'm going through this right now with like two other companies we do business with where there's a problem and they just don't care. And it's like, bro, like this is your business. Like you should absolutely care. I'm not a number. And
And that bothers me so much too when there's like customer service issues and people are just like you have issues with a product and they almost just off their shoulder type thing.
yeah, yeah, I see it all the time. I mean, I'm dealing with it two companies right now, and I'm like, this is why I am at the helm of customer service.
It makes a huge
And
impact. People customer experience, but on the other side, they're always going to do it on the opposite side too.
yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, even if we make a mistake, which is it doesn't really happen that often anymore, but like we make a mistake, nope, we come back even harder with fixing the mistake. We always over deliver, you know.
Hmm.
We always do the handwritten cards and stuff like that, which is rough sometimes.
It is, but it's definitely worth it because
Yeah.
it's just such a nice experience. I know for myself, if I ever open up a box and there's a handwritten card, especially if it's something that's a little bit personalized, it's nice, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely nice. I mean, we live in a digital age right now,
Mhm.
and going into like that, I mean, that mom and pop store is like non-existent
Mhm.
now. There's no familiar faces and stuff like that. I mean, I used to go when I was in college back in 2012, 13. I used to go into a Starbucks every day, and like after a certain amount of time, yeah, sure, they had started remembering my name, and I always kind of
Yeah.
thought, I was like, it's interesting. You're remembering my name. I like that. And so like I kind of like took that as like I'm going to steal that idea. That's smart.
Hmm.
Personalize everything for everyone. So,
Yeah. People like that.
yeah.
Now, I was always curious, where did the name A-Bomb Energy come from?
Originally, the name of the company was supposed to be Atomic Energy.
Yeah.
And this is actually one of the old pullovers that we have, and this one says Atomic, but it was originally supposed to be Atomic Energy. But then when I was going through the trademarking process, kind of a big deal, um, if I called it Atomic, I would get sued. And I
Was
was,
there somebody else who had that trademark, or was it just like people didn't like the
yeah,
word atomic?
there was like a granola bar, I think in like Wisconsin or something like that, called the Atomic Bar or Atomic Energy Bar.
Interesting.
And it's in the food and beverage space. So it's like,
Right.
well, they don't make the product anymore, to my understanding. So if I took that name, then because they still hold the trademark, and I think that's good for like 10 years, I would get sued. And I was like, I don't want to risk that.
Yeah, let's not play with that.
Yeah. So, and then I was sitting there, I was deployed actually, and I was trying to come up with all these new names. I'm emailing my lawyer, like, what do you think of this name? What do you think of this name? Is this name good? And then, like, my reconnaissance guy on my team named Caleb, he goes, dude, fuck it. Just call it A-bomb energy. It's the same thing. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of trying to come up with all these like fancy names. Let's just do it. And so I sent it, and my lawyer was like, yep, good to go. And I was like, all right, trademark now.
Yeah, I like it. It rolls off the tongue nice, A-Bomb Energy.
Yeah.
And the marketing is great. Like, where'd you come up with the branding and the marketing for it?
Yeah. So I came up with that style because I have like I'll call it a weird obsession with like the atomic age. Because it was
Yeah,
like when the United States was super rogue. I mean, we were just doing the craziest shit. I mean, we were blowing up nukes, A-bombs in space and blowing up like stuff in the water, like just
yeah,
destroying everything. And it's like, man, we were a really rogue nation back then. And I thought it was kind of funny. But we were also like a really undivided nation
yeah,
at that point. Very family oriented and very just together. We were united. And I was like, you know what? Like, let me instill that with this brand. And so I'll take my little obsession with the atomic age. And people always think we got the branding from Fallout, which is kind of funny because I don't play video games at
yeah.
all. Like, never. And like, I never really had heard of the game until we came out with we did our first production run in January, and people were like, "Is this Fallout?" And I'm like, "What the hell? People keep talking about Fallout." And like I looked it up, and I was like, "Oh, it's a video game." And I downloaded it, and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I get it. I get it. That makes
Yeah,
sense."
I never
Because
heard of that video game until there was like a HBO Max show or Netflix series of it, and then that was
yeah,
the only reason I know about it.
yeah. And I tried watching the show, and I just wasn't into it. And
Yeah,
I
it's
don't really
one of
watch
those.
TV, so I can see.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
only watch YouTube at this point in my life.
yeah. I think most people only watch YouTube now
It's like I can educate myself at the same time.
and get entertained. It's like, yeah,
Correct.
sounds good. So
Yeah, no, and I that's again, like I said, one of the reasons why I was drawn to the brand was because me and my husband are kind of the same way. We love that era. And
yeah,
so to see like the cans and to see how well designed they were, it wasn't just like slap a label on a can, it kind of looks cool. There's like
yeah.
definitely attention to detail going into everything that you do, which is why I really loved what you were doing. And the
Oh,
fact that
good
like I
job.
can go on your Instagram and actually have a conversation with you versus like, am I talking like I was talking to another company the other day who reached out to me and was like, we want to send you something. And every message that I would send, it would reply with, hey, Caitlin, comma, and then some message. And it was like every message, like even if I was
AI.
like, okay. And I'm like, stupid AI.
Yeah.
So you're like a real person and you're not just a real person, you're the CEO of the company.
Yeah, it's people always think like I got asked the other day by a competitor brand actually. He's a nice guy who owns it. He called me, he's like, I don't know how you have time to respond to every message, every comment, and write the cards. And it's like, look, man, and I was trying to be nice when I said it, but I was like, look, dude, you just gotta sacrifice sleep. It's fine. You don't need as much sleep as you think you need, you
You run an
know.
energy drink company, you can just drink more energy drinks.
Yeah, I got pallets of them behind me, so if I
Yeah,
ever get tired, I can
exactly.
just suck one down and eat into the profit. But no, I mean it has to come from a place of caring too, because like I am not like we've been offered so many times to put an AI response bot on the website, on our Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, all of it. And I'm like, no, no. Because whenever I get automated responses back, I lose my mind.
Same.
This is
Same.
not a human. Give me a freaking human that can
Hmm.
discern reality. Like that's what I need. You know,
Hmm.
especially because if it's like a complicated problem, like somebody sends me a message, "Hey, I put my old address in there because it was on my shop pay or something like that." Yeah, and AI is not. I won't register that. You know, because the AI is
Hmm.
gonna. No, I got to be in charge. So yeah, I take it. I take the customer service side probably the most serious with everything because I think the first package we sent you. I think the UPS drivers played a round of football with it or something like
Yeah, that's what it looked like. It's funny. The UPS guy like brought it up to me and he's a nice guy. He sees me all the time working out, so we always talk. And he's like, "It looks like something in here is leaking." And I looked and I was
yeah.
like, "Yeah, that's energy drinks." And one of them totally exploded.
Yeah. So, I mean, we take care of all that, like all of it. I don't think an AI would be able to be like, yeah, I'm going to generate you a new order and
Yeah,
send you
right.
new stuff. And it's like, oh, come on,
I'll
man.
admit that the package smelled fantastic. You know,
Hey,
we
well,
got an orange cream explosion.
yeah, orange cream. That's our best one. So,
Yeah,
my
I
opinion.
mean, I've done many energy drink battles, and that one is by far the best orange cream I've ever had. Like, I put it up
Appreciate that.
against Ghost, Gorilla Mind, and the craziest part is when I drink it next to another orange cream, I like can't find the cream in the other orange
Yeah,
cream.
it's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like very not there. It's like, is this an orange energy drink or is it an orange
Yeah.
cream? So when it came to like flavor development, one, how did you, well, I'll start with one question. How did you figure out like these are the four flavors that I want?
I took the four of my favorite flavors that were out there on the market already
Yeah.
that I thought were not executed properly. Orange cream was number one
Yeah.
because
And
I have yet to find
really,
a solid one.
rain is the better one.
Yeah.
Like where I tried against like a ghost and I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, it has some cream in there. And
Yeah.
when I put it up against Shores, it's like, where did the cream go?
Yeah. It's weird. And I know why. I mean, at least I think I do. The vanilla is very hard to manufacture into a drink. It's the
Yeah.
most expensive ingredient that's out there. And so I think there's a little bit of penny pinching happening. It's just a thought, maybe. I don't know. But it's a very hard flavor to develop and it
Yeah.
makes the least amount. And so you have to use so much of it
Mm.
to get that proper. And then it's like, are they using like imitation? Like there's just so many factors that go in that are involved with it. And so, but I know for me, whenever I want an orange cream, I want to taste cream. So that's
Yeah.
like we're gonna go heavy on the cream for this because nobody's doing that. It's always like maybe a little bit of cream on the back end, maybe.
Yeah, that's
Lucky.
usually what it is. And you
Yeah.
have to almost like search for it. Like if I
Yeah.
was blindfolded and had to guess the flavor, it wouldn't be orange cream, it'd be orange.
Yeah, exactly. And like I take it so seriously with that is like we have 8 pallets in here of orange cream that were mixed or something incorrect happened during manufacturing. And basically it tastes just like an orange drink. There's no cream on it. We're not sending it out. Like that's just not
Yeah.
happening. It's not to standard. So like because it has to be the cream. It just
Mhm.
has to be.
That makes the drink. It makes it like one to talk about. Every time somebody's like, I've never heard of A-bomb, I'm orange cream. Try that one first. It'll
Yep.
blow you away because it compares to nothing else on the market.
Yeah. I mean, every store that orders from us, like we have a bunch of stores that buy, routinely, like a couple Ace Hardwares and local stores, stuff like that. Like all of them, I mean, we just had a guy pick up at our warehouse today. They always order, the same amount of black cherry, kiwi, and strawberry, but their orange is always double
Yeah.
every single time. And it's like, all right, right
Yeah.
on.
So I'm assuming that's your most popular flavor.
It's the hardest one to keep in stock.
Yeah, I know.
So
I always see it out of stock and I'm like, ah, I guess
yeah,
I'll wait
yeah,
again.
it's the hardest one to keep in stock, and we always like we will double the production for it, and it doesn't matter. Like it won't even matter. Like because it just keeps as we keep growing, more and more people just keep buying, and it's like so hard to keep up with, and it's like, oh my gosh, like what are we gonna do? Like people just keep sucking it down. It's like, all right, we'll triple the production from the original number. So, but it's good. It's a good problem to have, as some
Yeah, I
people
was
say.
gonna say you'd rather have that problem than the opposite problem where you're fighting that expiration date.
Oh yeah, no, no, no. I don't think that'll ever happen. We take the approach of the Toyota system. It's called just-in-time manufacturing, and so we always order everything as we need it. We try not to ever sit on stock, like
Hmm.
never. So
Yeah, I like that business model. I think it's probably, especially like as a smaller company, it's probably the best way to go about it. So you're not just eating away at profits all the time.
yeah. No, I mean you have to because like we run a very lean machine here.
Hmm.
Like we have one employee, well, technically two, my wife, and then my buddy Sean. He's actually in the back right now packing orders and stuff. And he was in the army with me, and like we run a very, very lean machine. Like, yeah, we could afford to hire more people, but it's like efficient method. And because even when we do get a really healthy profit, like I've never paid myself. I don't plan on paying myself for a long time. We dump everything back into the business to do new product flavor development, like everything. Okay, what do people want? Okay, people keep asking me for hoodies. All right, let's go. We're gonna get custom hoodies made, branded specifically for us. Like everything is gonna be custom. So it's it's a risk, but it's worth it.
That's
So
the best way to run a company because you look at it from a long-term perspective instead of like immediate satisfaction of like, oh, I just want to get paid.
yeah,
You know?
yeah,
And then you can make your product better
yeah.
and
It's
make
all
more
about
products.
yeah, exactly. Continual improvement. Like I don't think there's a day that's gone by since January where I'm not trying to figure out how we can make systems and processes better, make things more efficient. We're always negotiating with UPS because they're our main shipper, trying to get better rates so we can lower shipping rates, like faster delivery times, like everything is always in motion. Like it just doesn't stop.
Hmm.
So, and I like it that way. I need to have stress. Like there's been a
Same.
few days where like I don't have stress and I'm like, no, I need that proverbial gun to my head where it's like you got to get it done
Yeah,
today.
I need cortisol to spike now.
Yes, I'm the same. Yeah, I gotta have.
Hmm.
So
That's very relatable. Now, you started it in 2019 officially. How long did it take for things to like was it steady growth? Did you ever see downtimes? Were there ever times where you're like, holy shit, this is not going to work out?
yeah, so I came up with the idea in 2019, and then we did our first production in January 2025. So we haven't even been in business
Oh,
a
for
year yet.
real?
Yeah,
I didn't
and
realize
it
that.
immediately took off. Like it was instantaneous. Like
Yeah, because I was gonna say 2019, but I haven't heard of you guys until this year, so it must take
yeah.
a little bit. But shit, you guys are. I see you everywhere now. I'll scroll and I'm like, oh, there he is, like in his like
Yeah.
lab coat, mixing up shit.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, it was instantaneous. Like surprised me entirely. Like I had no idea. It's funny, I have a chart in my office upstairs where I put like our goals, like okay, this is our 3 month, 6 month, and 1 year goal. And at the 1 year goal was sell all of the first production run, and we did that in like a month and a half.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and it just took off instantly.
Did you do any sort of like lead up to it, or how did you launch, I guess?
So the way we launched is like I took a page out of Elon's book and I did a pre-order for the drinks
Mm,
just to see like to kind of gauge interest to see
yeah.
what people would be interested in. So we got like the website built, we got hooked in with Meta to run advertising, and I
Hmm.
just started paying for ads to run a pre-order just to see what would happen. And it just exploded, like exploded. People then tasted it, and our repeat customer rate is so funny. It's so high that I went to a convention for like convenience stores, gas stations, stuff like that to try to like talk to people about maybe taking the product if they want it, distributors, all that stuff. And I was talking to one guy, he was kind of an asshole, and I still have his card because yeah, we're gonna get a little pretty woman on this guy.
I
But
love that.
he called me a liar actually on our
Oh,
customer they call it retention rate.
yeah.
And he's like, yeah, most beverage brands are like in the 30% online. And I was like, no, we're like more than double that. And he's like, you're lying. And I pulled out my phone. I did a year metric. I did the max metric I could show him. And he was like, I don't know how you're doing that. And I'm like, make the product taste good, provide quality service, and actually give a shit. Like it's a really simple
It's
algorithm.
a great formula. It really is. And I think that most brands do one really well and then they just don't follow through on the other ones.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, like you see it all the time in beverage, at least. Like
Hmm.
they'll have like really cool marketing. They'll
Hmm.
have like a really awesome like customer service team, and then you drink it, and it's like, dang, I really like you too. Like,
Yep, you're so let down. That's happened to me so many times where I'm like, I hate this. I want it to be better. But
yeah,
for
yeah,
you, it's like if you get into more stores, one, your can stands out.
yeah.
So if I see your can on the shelf, I'm intrigued immediately. And then I
Well, that
see
was
a
kind of the
flavor that I
impetus with the
like.
design
Yeah.
because
Did
I'm
you
that
did
guy.
you do that yourself or did you have somebody create the design for you?
So we had someone create it, but I came up with the concept and I would
Yeah.
use like just like clip art essentially. It's kind of getting, I'm not an artist, but I would
Yeah.
just basically like use like a clip art style. And then I would say, I want this here, I want this here. And then we have an expat who lives in the Philippines, like just probably art doing art on the beach, you know? And
Yeah.
so like we just linked in with him and I was like, hey man, this is what I want. And then he just came up with the artwork for us. And, you know, it took forever I don't know if you've ever worked with an artist, but it took forever to get everything dialed in exactly how we want it. And it's like, okay, dude, you spelled this wrong. Like,
Yeah.
I don't
It's
even know how
like
you
like
did that.
it's like when people do AI and they make like, like oh, they render like a fake ghost energy drink can and it looks
Yeah.
like some like kindergartner drew ghost.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You couldn't
Exactly.
fucking fix that?
Yeah, seriously, it's like, come on, man. So originally I thought he was using AI, but then I was like, no, there's no way because you're sending me like PSD files that
Yeah.
I can trace your drawing on it. Like I can hit Control Z and go back and I'm like, okay. Oh, so but no, I love the artwork. I'm that
Mhm.
guy. I go into a store, if I see a cool can, never heard of the brand, let's go. Let's try it
I'm
out.
that same person. And then
Yeah.
you flip it over and look at the ingredients, and even more so, I'm like, ooh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did you dial down the formula to get it exactly how you wanted? Like, did you know exactly what ingredients you wanted in it, or did it take a little bit of trial and error?
Well, I did do a lot of research. So
Yeah.
between 2019 and whenever we went into flavor development in 2024, I had a list of ingredients that I wanted to use. And so I went through all of them. And then I read all the studies that the NIH has on what are the most, efficacious, if that's even a word. I went through all of that and then was like, okay, this is what we need. This is what I want to dose it as. And to be honest with you, like our vitamin B blend, it's a very standard blend. And I originally didn't want to do that, but it's standard for a reason because it's the most effective dose. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's do that. I think that's probably like the only thing that I did different. And then we always get asked, like, why did you do 150 milligrams of caffeine?
Hmm.
And the reason behind that is I think people are consuming way too much caffeine.
I think so too. When I see a drink with 300,
That's
I
insane.
immediately don't even look at anything else. I'm like,
Yeah.
my body can't do that. I will
Yep.
feel terrible, especially like if you're somebody who wants 300 milligrams caffeine, great, you can have two.
Yeah. Exactly. And like I can't drink like a 300 milligram caffeine drink. I just can't. I can't drink it all. Like if I ever back in the day when I would buy them, like the orange cream rain, I would split it with someone
Yep.
because it was just too much for my
Yeah,
body.
200 is like my cap.
Yeah. Yeah. And 200, I think is it's to me, it's teetering on the edge because you'd really, at least according to the medical studies, you really don't want to go over 400 in a day. And I'm like, okay,
Correct.
well, I like my coffee in the morning
Mm-hmm.
and then I can have one energy drink. Well, now it's like, okay, well, I can have my coffee, not blast my adrenal glands, and I can have two A bombs and I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm at the dose.
I love that you thought about that too, because that's probably the biggest question I get whenever I recommend a bomb or I post or do a review is, oh, it only has 150 milligrams of caffeine. It sucks. Well, think of it from like a different perspective because
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I like coffee. So if I want to have coffee, I'm not going to have 200 to 300 milligrams of caffeine from an energy drink and a coffee. I
Yeah.
could, but I would feel like crap. So I'm going
Adrenal
to have
fatigue.
coffee and then I'm going to have my 150 energy drink and or maybe a pre-workout or whatever else you want to
Yeah.
divide your caffeine up. But I think you're absolutely correct. People drink way too much caffeine and then their adrenals are completely scorched. And I'm sure you know that personally
Oh,
from
yeah.
being in special operations.
Yeah.
Adrenal fatigue is real.
It is very real. And like, if you read a lot of the studies too on nootropics, you really, because the energy boost that you get from those, you really don't need as much caffeine
Correct.
if you use nootropics as well, because you basically get a different type of energy that's going to target your brain a little bit differently than just caffeine.
And I prefer the energy boost or the focus, the dialed in effect that I get from nootropics compared to caffeine. I notice when I have energy drinks, like I love 3D, but there's just caffeine in there. So I can
Oh, really?
feel a
Wow.
difference. Yeah, caffeine and B vitamins. So I can feel a huge difference from when I have that versus like a Ghost, which has, like the L-theanine, theanine, the alpha-GPC, and like all those things that kind of level things out.
Yeah.
I just don't like the feeling of just caffeine.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I mean, this is 2025. I think it's time to advance a little bit more if we
Correct.
can. I mean, I know the secrets on what it costs to make just a standard energy drink. It's mind blowing that some of these sell for what they sell for, and
Mhm.
it's like, wow, that's kind of wild to me. Like you have room in there to put nootropics or maybe research a new type of energy boost that's out there. Like there's some new research coming out right now on some other types of nootropics and stuff. So I'm going to be looking at that for the future. But it's like, man, this is the modern era. Like you're doing the same blend of stuff from the 90s and early 2000s. Like we got room, you know.
Yeah, and I think what's happening in the energy drink world is kind of similar to what was happening in the pre-workout world like a decade ago, where everybody was almost like pixie dusting. Like they
Yeah.
list the ingredients and there's just like just enough to put it on the label so you look at it and you're like, oh, it has it. Great. But then they just add a ton of caffeine to give you that effect so you feel
Yeah.
good and you think that is doing something for you. But with your drink, it's we're not overdoing the caffeine. We're actually dosing the nootropics properly so you do feel something instead
Yeah.
of just that buzz from the caffeine.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely agree. I mean, it just like I know guys in the army that would there's one guy I can think of in particular. He drinks a gram of caffeine a day.
Oh, I used to
I
do a
don't
gram
even know.
and a half when I worked for gyms, and I felt so terrible. So when they shut us down for COVID, I weaned off of caffeine, and now I do 200 usually a day,
I
maybe
bet that come
maybe
down was hard.
holy I man, it was the hardest thing I think I've ever done.
Yeah.
But it was also I've never felt so good when I finally got off of like the headaches and everything that you get from coming off of caffeine. My system started to regulate again.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I've been there. I remember when I was working a lot. This was like 10 years ago. I used to work for Best Buy and Microsoft when I was in college, and I used to drink like probably a gram of caffeine a day. And there's this one weird instance where this was like my wake up moment where I was like, I need to dial my caffeine back. And I didn't go get my morning coffee. I didn't have an energy drink in the morning. I had nothing. And like noon hit, and I thought I was like dying in my head. I go to Starbucks and I get the largest like latte thing that they had. And I said, give me like 4 or 5 extra shots. They pour it on top, and I don't know if they mix it or something like that. At least the Starbucks I used to go to, they never mixed the extra espresso shots. I took the straw put it all the way to the top, and sucked all the espresso out of it. And the feeling I had, like the headache, just instantly like went away. And I was like, this is an addiction. I need to power down and not be drinking this much caffeine. And so that's again like another reason why we did a lower caffeine amount in there. So
It's funny too
plus,
because you look at caffeine now and if like people knew the effects that it had back like during the age where they were like cutting out alcohol and stuff, it would
yeah.
probably have the same, like there'd be the same effect, you know?
Oh yeah, you're like going through the DTs at that point. You're like, oh my God, like I need to get some caffeine in me. And so, like, I can go a day now without drinking caffeine if I really want to. I just don't want to because I like
Yeah,
it.
that's how I feel. It's like I can go without it for a day, but I really would prefer not to. I really look
Yeah,
forward to my energy drink every day.
exactly. Yeah, no, I love it. I mean, like this, I just love just drinking one down. And because we dose it at 150, it's like, okay, well, I can have my quick boost if I need it at 1 o'clock. And then if I really need another one, then I'll 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I can have another one. Not
Hmm.
a big deal.
What is your favorite flavor that you make if you had to pick
Orange cream.
orange cream?
Yeah, orange cream hands down is my favorite. That was one of the flavors whenever we were going through development. We were having people come over, taste them, give me their feedback. Like that was the one flavor I was like, I really don't care what anyone else has to say. Like this is my baby.
This is
So
perfect.
yeah, but I mean, I honestly I like them all. Like for me, when I'm working out, I really like kiwi and the strawberry. Those are like
Kiwi's really good. Let me tell you, I don't think I've ever had like a kiwi beverage. Usually
yeah,
it's strawberry kiwi.
yeah.
So when I first had it, I was blown away by how good it was.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, and because for me as well, like I was the same thing. Like I could never find just a straight kiwi, and I was like, I want one where it tastes like a liquefied kiwi, like somebody just crushed it in their hand and dripped the juice into a can. And so that's what we ended up going with. And I mean, I do have customers that they'll mix strawberry and kiwi. Like if they know they're gonna have to, they'll just mix them in there. And I'm like, oh, it's actually kind of a good idea. Maybe we will do a strawberry kiwi at some point, but.
Mhm.
No, I'm a big fan of that. I bike a lot, and so whenever I'm biking,
Oh, yeah,
it's kiwi or strawberry all day.
refreshing for
Yeah,
sure,
very
especially in North
refreshing.
Carolina. It gets quite hot.
Very, very hot. So,
Hmm.
oh,
Now, what do you feel like were some of the hardest parts of building this?
um, probably being lied to. So
Hmm.
something I never thought I would experience with like when we do B2B stuff, like whether it's co-packer, shirt manufacturer, can manufacturer, like whatever, it doesn't matter what it is. Insert whatever other business. There's other businesses that have lied to me significantly, and I thought it was kind of weird because it's like, okay, well, if I'm building a product with you and I'm going to be a repeat customer, why would you lie to me?
It
It
just doesn't make sense when you think of other people's morals.
yeah, no, it doesn't. And so every company that we deal with now, like we basically kind of have like a one strike rule. If you lie to me one time, you're done. Like that's
Hmm.
it's just it, and we'll move on to someone else, and they can keep scamming other people. And so like we've kind of ironed all that out now, but the problem with that is because, they have no problem lying to you. If they make a mistake, they're not going to pay to get it fixed. And so we had
Right.
to eat probably about 100K in errors from whether it was like, I don't know, a can manufacturer, a co-packer, or a shirt, like whatever. And so we had to eat a lot of errors. And it was a great PhD in picking up when someone's going to be slightly deceptive to you. So that
Hmm.
was definitely the hardest part. And this one's also kind of odd. Getting the product in stores is actually not as easy as everyone thinks it is.
Yeah, I was actually talking to, have you heard of Misfit Energy?
Yes, I have.
So I've been talking to them too, and the same thing. It's like one of their biggest things that they struggle with is getting into other stores.
Yeah. It's really bizarre. And the reason why it's like that, so for everyone listening, whenever you ask a beverage company, hey, can you put it in stores? Like, I guarantee you they're actively trying. But the problem is there's almost like some like deep state shadow government within the
Yep.
beverage industry. So like
Yep.
if I want to get my product into sheets, well, you have to find the distributor for sheets. Okay, you find the distributor for sheets, then you find out that they have a contract with, I don't know, insert whatever big mega
Yeah.
corporation brand.
Keurig Dr. Pepper, Anheuser-Busch, something like that.
Yep, they
Always.
have some sort of contract where they say you will, for the next 2 years, you will not allow another outside beverage to come in here.
Hmm.
And so we work with a lot of stores directly, and we kind of circumvent that process. And
Hmm.
it's way more beneficial. Like we have got locked in with a distributor that is in the Pacific Northwest, so they'll handle Alaska, Hawaii, Guam, Washington State, Oregon, and parts of Northern California. And these guys are solid. They don't do contracts with the large people like that. Like if that clause is in there, they don't do it. And so we're going to be working with them soon. So everyone on the P&W is going to get hooked up with some A-bomb.
That's
But no,
awesome.
that was like crazy because I'd go into stores and I'd be like, hey, I'm not trying to like sell you some crap, but if you want, I'll give you this case of energy drinks. If you like it, you can stock it. I'm local. If you want it, great. If not, it's okay. It's not a big deal. And they would be like, yeah, we would love to, but our distributor doesn't allow it. And it's like,
Hmm.
well, that's kind of weird.
And that's, I always like, I talk to my husband about this a lot, but there's like a lot of like monopolies aren't legal, but there's a lot of like monopoly like stuff going on in the energy drink
100%.
world.
100%, especially in beverage. It's
Hmm.
it's definitely tough. I mean, a lot of like large companies have rated beverages like the hardest industry to be in because the profit margin is so low and you're
Hmm.
strictly reliant on massive amounts of volume to go out to make a profit. And so that's why we've actually been lucky by having everything sold online. And I was like,
Yeah.
man, I don't know if people are going to buy energy drinks online. And I mean, I used to. So I was like, well, I mean, I used to, like,
Yeah.
shouldn't be a big deal. And so people
I feel
do.
like a lot of people buy everything online at this point.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, and that was like another thing, like when we were like pricing everything out, like most energy drinks in stores are like 325, 379 per
Yeah.
can. And so like we're like, okay, well, if we price it at 35 a case plus shipping, like averages like $8 to $10, depending on where they live, that still comes out to around three-ish a can. And then depending on, where they're at. And okay, it's delivered right to your door. So whether you get this at the gas station, because every store that sells our drink, it's 379 a can.
Hmm.
It's like, well, if you buy it online, it's some cases it's cheaper.
Right.
So we had to try to figure out like a convenience factor on that. But yeah,
Mhm.
it's working. So
Yeah. Well, that's all that matters,
I'm
right?
not gonna mess with it.
Yeah. Right. So with distribution, is it kind of just like that? You just go into stores and you're like, here's some energy drinks. Would love for you guys to carry us. Or
If
do
they're
you
an
contact
independently
people?
owned store,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. Like that's I don't go into stores anymore and ask if they want to buy the drink or anything like that. I just don't do it. It's like I've done it 3 times and it got shot down twice and and they were like really rude about it too. And I was like, dude, like, all right, fine.
Just an energy drink, man.
Yeah, I'm just it's just drinks, bro. You can say no, thank you, please. Like I don't care. I'm giving you something for free. But anyways, and one of the reasons I don't do it is because I just don't have time. Like I
Yeah.
literally don't have time to just drive around. But the one time I did do it where it was effective was actually with an Ace Hardware, and they are like our biggest customer right now.
That's something you wouldn't think too.
No, yeah, and they did like a test run with it, and they put it in like the worst spot in the store
In the
where
back
like
corner.
nobody will see it. And they're like, hey, we're selling so many of these, we're actually going to give you primo real estate. And now I mean, they tell me every time I go in there and deliver or whatever, restock their shelves. Because if I'm near, I'll go in there and I'll restock their fridge for them. And like, they're like, we have so many people that come in here and they just take selfies with the drink, buying it, and that's all they buy is just A bombs. And I'm like, well, that's kind of cool. All right, right on.
Got a little cold.
Yeah,
Love that.
a little bit. It's kind of cool though. I mean, they're good people, but
Yeah.
yeah, and it's interesting. But distributors and stores actively hit me up, and so that's
That's
kind of
cool.
nice to be able to pick and choose. Like, okay, like, all right, well, we'll work with this distributor. And originally, I didn't want to work with the distributors because, funny story, I had a distributor tell me he's like, hey man, yeah, we'll consider taking you on, but I'm gonna have to take like 90% of your profit. And I
Excuse
said, well,
me.
you can go fuck yourself, sir.
What's the point
Like,
of me even being in your store at that
yeah,
point?
exactly. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. And so that really put a bad taste in my mouth. But
Yeah.
the current one we're working with now, excellent people. Excellent. I mean, they're fair. I'm fair because I'm a big like I like sleeping at night. So like everything that
Yeah.
we do with the business, it's all about highest morals and ethics that we can do. And
Hmm.
so like, if I say, hey, I'm going to charge you this price for the case, like it's the most fair price possible
Yeah.
for everyone.
I think when you approach business with the right morals and integrity, it always kind of works out in the end.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Completely agree with that.
Do you guys plan on like do you have goals to expand into more bigger retailers, or do you want to just kind of keep it to like smaller retailers and online?
Oh, it depends. It depends. So the biggest retailer I actually want to get into is Afies. So if I can get into Afies, I would be completely happy because that
Hmm.
would be originally the drink. The market I wanted was military fitness guys, cops,
Yeah.
all that stuff, because the nootropics will help with like, I'm just thinking in my head, like, all right, well, if you're a cop and you need something to help you with, quicker reaction time, if you got to do a quick draw on someone, like, yeah, that will help you. But the gaming community's kind of adopted us, but we still do really well with, I think cops and military are still our number one
Yeah.
buyers, which I appreciate. Because, I did 15 years in the army and it's like, man, I want to like figure out a way to like help, give you something a little bit better, because the military runs off of alcohol, tobacco, and caffeine. So
Yeah, that's real.
yeah, and it's like, all right, well, let's figure out something that's a little bit better for the boys,
Hmm.
So and the
It's
ladies.
funny too. I've had a couple of different brands that have sent me energy drinks, and they're like directly towards military or first responders because of the same reason. We want them to feel dialed in. And I'll
Yeah,
look at the ingredients and they're okay. They're not dosed properly generally. And then I taste it and it's not good.
it's so sad
And it's
too.
such a
Like,
sad thing because I know they come from like a good place. They have a nice mission. The
yeah,
people are good. Like we said earlier, it's just I wish you were better. But I had
yeah.
one drink and I'm not going to say names, but it was a watermelon and it tasted like the outside rind, like when you get to the white part of the watermelon.
Oh,
I'm
that's terrible.
like, this is the worst part of the watermelon. How did you replicate that so well?
I don't know. I mean, you kind of have to almost try. I mean,
Yeah.
like it's kind of wild, like because now I know how drinks are made, and it's like, did you not even try it? Like, did
That's
you
what
not
makes me
test
mad
it?
because I've spoken to enough people where I know that like if you really want to make a good product, you absolutely can. Is it going to take more money and more time? Yes, but you can if you truly
Yeah,
want to. So it almost pisses me off when somebody's like, "This is the best," and they always talk to me like, "This is the best energy drink you'll ever have."
everyone says that. Yeah,
Yep. I'm like, "Is it though?"
yeah.
Probably not.
Like I mean, yeah. Obviously, I think I'm the best, but I still recognize, like,
Yeah.
man, Gorilla Mind, Ghost, like these guys, they're making a good product, and there's so much room for development. So it's like I'm not like I don't hate them or anything like that. Like,
There's like a red flag, and I've had a couple brands do this. I'll post a video about I posted a video yesterday about ghost BCAAs, and I don't know what's going on, but apparently this brand found it, and there's like 5 or 6 different comments from different people about you have to try this amino. They have like 70 followers, and I'm looking at it, it's like I don't know what's different, and they're talking shit at Ghost. I'm like, when a brand talks shit on another brand, especially a brand that is doing a really good job, it puts a really bad taste in my mouth.
well, you're almost insulting people that buy that product. So like, if I just sat here and said, I can't believe you're drinking that fucking Ghost, it's a shitty, like,
Yeah, it makes me feel stupid that I selected
yeah,
the ghost, you know? That's
yeah,
what I used when I used to train salespeople when we worked at the gym, and I'd had salespeople talk shit on Planet Fitness, like, oh, we're better than Planet Fitness. And I'm like, but if that person goes to Planet Fitness, they look at it like, oh, you think I'm stupid because I made
yeah,
that decision. So now they're not
yeah.
going to buy from you.
Yeah, no, it's bad. I mean, to me, that's just like bad juju. Like you just
Yeah.
like you're gonna put something in the ether where it's like, okay, like I'm gonna smack you down somehow,
Yeah.
have you eat a humbologny sandwich. So
Hmm.
yeah, and to be honest with you, like I actually just believe like there's like Ghost and Gorilla Mind. Like I actually believe they make good products.
Yeah. Of
Like things about it that I would tweak if I was in charge,
course.
but like Alpha-GPC, for example, that's like the biggest one. I don't
Yeah.
know why they. I mean, I do know, but. Come on, just use the pure one, buddy.
You
Like,
got this.
yeah, you can do it.
If I can do it, you can.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, you mentioned hydration product, but what do you guys planning over the next 6 to 12 months is just mainly focused on growth and energy drink and trying to get into different stores, or are you thinking about like expanding flavors, products, things like that?
For sure. So we're doing all of the above. Always. It's always happening. But we are always looking at, one of the biggest requests I get is, can you make more flavors? And
I'm sure.
originally, it's kind of funny. Originally, it used to kind of piss me off because I'm like, bro, I just started, man.
It would piss me off so much too because people don't realize if I have this idea in my head for a flavor from start to finish, it takes a long time.
Yeah, exactly. And then like my wife said something the other day, and then I had a couple customers say this too. They're because I was like, man, why? Like I just started this, and they're like, and this customer and my wife kind of said the same thing. It was even funnier, and they're like, well, it's because the 4 flavors that we make right now are so good. they know that if you can make those other flavors, that you'll do well. And that,
They think about they'll drink an iced tea lemonade from Ghost and be like, well, what would A-bomb do with this flavor? You know?
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's interesting, and like now it doesn't make me mad. Like it made me mad for like probably like a month, especially when we were like 2 months in. I'm like, bro, I just started, man.
I'm just trying to hold on to profit or like inventory at this point.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh, man, But yeah, that I mean, we're definitely always looking at doing flavor development. We want to do 4 more flavors in next year in like Q1 or Q2, but it's just the cost of doing it. And then like whenever you get these canned and brewed and everything like that, there's a minimum order quantity you have to
Yeah.
make. And so it's like, okay, well, this costs to do a run about 100 grand roughly.
Yeah.
Will I be able to do, if I introduce 4 more flavors, can I do 200 grand? And it's like, well,
Yeah.
maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Depends.
hmm
So it just, we're always looking at it. But the hydration powders, that's what I'm like really geeked up for. I am really geeked up for that
Yeah.
because,
What got you like excited about that? Is it just because you feel like it could be better done looking at the industry?
oh, 100%, 100%. There's so many, like, there's like, I can only think of probably like 1 or 2 powders out there that are
There's
like
literally like three that I always would recommend to people. Anything else, I'm like in the trash.
just flavored water at that point.
Correct. Expensive flavored water at
It's
that too.
expensive flavored water, yeah. And I'm really particular about like water, like SEER school when I went through that, it kind of ruined me for water, like just drinking normal water because I mean you're drinking like 3 or 4 gallons a day or whatever. And so like
Yep.
I can't drink normal water anymore. It has to be like carbonated or flavored.
Yep.
And so the hydration powder, I can't give the secret out of what we're gonna do yet. I made that mistake once and somebody copied me, so I
How
can't do that.
dare they?
Yeah, it was mind blowing actually. But so there's like a little secret that we're adding into it because we want to try to figure out one, the flavor and the ingredient dosing, that's going to be correct. But then two, we need to put a differentiating factor in there that's going to make people look at it a little bit differently. It's not
Right.
I'll just tell you this, it's not going to be just a hydration powder. There's more benefits to it. So,
I like that.
yeah.
I mean, that's what you have to do in this, especially in this industry. It's so oversaturated with there's so many brands, so many people start supplement companies every year, and unfortunately, so many people close supplement companies every
Yeah.
year.
Oh yeah, I mean the supplement industry is wild. I
It's
mean,
the Wild West, and people just don't understand what goes into it. They think like, "Oh, I like pre-workout. Let me develop my own." And then they look
yeah.
at the margins, and it's like, if you put all of that in a pre-workout, that's going to be like $20 a tub for you to just buy. Nobody's
Yeah.
going to pay $50 for that.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, the supplement industry kind of like scares me a little bit. Like we get asked all the time to make protein powders, pre-workout powders, like everything.
Yeah,
And
it's definitely different than beverage.
it's different. It's a whole nother industry. And the reason we don't do it, because we get asked all the time, like, why don't you put creatine in your drinks and all that stuff? Like I'm a big believer in creatine. I take it every day. But the moment you start adding supplements, now you're not FDA regulated.
Right.
And the supplement industry, you could throw whatever in there. Like
It's so true and it's scary too at the same
it's
time. I mean, like, I'm sure you heard it, but like recently, the whole creatine gummy debacle, we'll say, where people would put X amount and then over time it degrades.
yeah,
So if somebody's putting 5 grams of creatine into the gummies, by the time it hits the consumer, they're probably getting like a gram, if even.
yeah.
So
Oh
it's
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
same thing for beverage. If I start putting creatine into an RTD, what happens to it over time?
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I haven't even touched it. I want people to see a nutrition facts label, not a supplement facts label, because I want them to know, like, all right, when they look at that, whatever it says is in there, it's in there. Like there's no
hmm
question about it. Like our manufacturer won't even make the product unless it's been lab tested and everything like that. Like it's got to be pure, like standards are high.
And
So
that's good.
yeah,
It's
that's what I
rare in
want.
this, and it's rare, unfortunately, to see that. And it's cool to see that, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely a lot into it. And I'm a big believer in like you get what you pay for. Big believer in that. So I
hmm
don't buy cheap stuff. I don't know. I've always been like that since I was a little kid. It was funny. I was like rocking Oakleys when I was like 13, and I still
Yeah.
have
Cool
them.
kid. Cool kid.
Yeah.
Nice. So I guess one of my final questions for you is if somebody's listening to this who thinks that they want to start their own energy drink brand, what is like the biggest piece of advice you would give to that person?
Do it the right way. Do it the right way. Don't go to a ready to drink flavor house where they're just going to brew up some flavors. You get to pick some colors on a wheel
Mm-hmm.
for your flavor. No, do it the right way. Pony up the cash. Go hit up like Flavor Man or something like that. Hit up one of those guys, Bev Source, something, and let them guide you because the beverage industry is super fucking difficult. Like it I'm going to say this and it's probably going to be a little controversial. To me, this is harder. I've never worked this hard except being in SOCM. But the military was significantly easier than this. So if
Mm.
you're lazy, don't do it. But
Yep.
if you want to change what people are drinking and make a difference and help people, definitely do it. And if you want to find a way to do it, you'll find a way to do it. And if there's a little bit of doubt in you, don't just I hate saying it, but don't even bother because you it's a lot of work and you're going to learn a lot of stuff along the way. Like I every day I learn something new. Like, okay, well this brand of tape we bought actually kind of sucks. So we need to switch tape manufacturers. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn the pulp that goes into boxes because one time we got an order of boxes and it was like cloth, and I'm like, what the hell is this? So there's so much more involved with it, and like you just got to do it right from the start. And people, if they ever want to start a beverage brand, they can hit me up. I'll give them the keys to the castle. If they want to do it, great, right on, and I will help someone all the way. Like I've told people probably, I don't know, 100 different times how to do it. None of them have done it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a shame, but it's just hard. It's a
Yeah.
lot of work. So it's fun though. It is definitely fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whenever we do tastings with people, we'll go to events and they
Oh, I
try.
bet that's so cool.
Yeah, no, and like you can. I've done so many tastings now. I've done thousands of tastings where like if somebody drinks it in front of me, I know if they like it or not before they even say anything. And so like it's kind of cool like when people drink it and they're like, "What the hell is this?" And it's like, "Yes, it's mine. I
Yeah,
gave it
I
to you."
made that.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of cool. So, but it's definitely a lot of fun. So if somebody wants to do it, just do it right. Understand you're going to need just to start like low six figures is what you're going to need. That's a
Hmm.
common question I get asked. And when you make your cans, don't do the cheap plastic label on it. People don't like that, which I get. So
I don't either. And the amount of times I'll look at an energy drink and I make the decision sometimes based on like, oh, the plastic label is peeling off. This is annoying.
yeah, well, and they always like at least this is kind of a side thing, but like at least for me, whenever I buy some like on a road trip or something like that, and I'll get one with a plastic label, that little piece of plastic is always right where the mouthpiece is, and it's like I gotta peel it off and everything. It's like, come on, man, like that's cheap. Like
Yep. Yep. Attention to detail, it matters.
attention to like our machine that we use, it's called a Hinterkopf. There's only like four in the United States, and it paints the labels on.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and it's expensive to get done, but the quality, I'm all
Quality
about
makes a
quality.
difference.
It
Huge.
makes a huge difference. So just don't cheap out on anything and do it right from the start. Do a ton of market research. Whenever you're doing flavor development, have no more than three people in the room tasting the flavors because people like the CIA figured out in like the 60s, people will go with the crowd. So just have a small group that you trust and then just change people out all the time. And
Hmm.
it's just, you got to be smart.
There
So,
you go. Well,
yeah.
where can people find A-Bomb Energy?
They can find us on our website, abombenergy.com. They can look us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, abomb energy. If they don't want to buy a 12 pack, totally understand that. If they want to just taste them, go to Energy Drink City. Those guys are excellent over
Oh
there.
yeah.
They are
And
doing
you can always
phenomenal
use
work.
code Caitlin Kenna Fitness to save
There
on
it is.
A-Bomb.
Yep. Yes, absolutely. Support her. She's great. So, and then they can buy just individual cans. So it's
Awesome.
very cool.
And I think I that's one of the reasons why I always recommend like, hey, try. I know you don't want to. Usually, people just don't want to buy a 12 pack they don't know. Like, go to Energy Drink City, get one of each flavor of the A bombs, try them, and again, your repeat customer retention is high for a reason because you try it and you love it and you come back.
Yeah, I mean, and we always tell people like if you buy it and you don't like it, let me know. I'll refund you. I
Yeah,
don't care. Like I don't want you to feel shortchanged.
yeah,
Like it's not a big deal. I'll refund you. It's just not a big deal.
yeah. That's
So,
what happens when you actually trust your product.
yeah, no, it's great. I have no problem doing it. I've never had to do it, but I've offered and they've it. So
Amazing. Well, thank you again, Brandon, for being on, and I'm excited to see what A-Bomb does in the future, I can see
Appreciate
big
it.
things.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. You're doing really good work. So I always watch your videos.
Oh
So
yeah. Well, I'll
yeah.
always continue to review stuff as you guys put stuff out too.
Yeah. Well, when we get some powders, I'll send them right to you.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, everybody, thank you for listening. Go follow Brandon. Go follow A-Bomb. Go get your A-Bomb fix and go out and do one thing today. It's going to take you one step closer to where you want to be.